Alright, JJK players. It's coming towards the midpoint of January, and we have had confirmation that the hidden inventory characters, so Gojo, Geto, and Toji, are going to be dropping at the end of January. So I thought it would be a good idea to have a look at the timeline and see what we're missing, potentially to see what we could get before the hidden inventory stuff comes out, which would be technically the JP half anniversary or around about our 100-day anniversary, because we're actually through the vast majority of all of this. So as you can tell, all of November is done because that ends at literally Junpei. We had that like 2 days in. December, all of this is done. This was the initial movie stuff plus domain Megami. So then we come to January. We've gotten this. We've gotten chapter 10. We've gotten Red Yuji. We got this filler banner thing. What else did we get? We have Green Gojo. February. This is just a celebration thing for players achieved. This is Eso and Kechizu, which we had not too long ago. The Kamo banner has just left, and we had Momo quite a while ago. So this is all crossed off. And then Red Nobara came for JP's 100 day, so you can see how quickly we're moving. Then we go all the way back up. We get to March. This is grade 10, we've just gotten that. Chapter 11, we've just got that. We've had this banner, Powerful Enemy Hanami. We've just had that. And this was a repeat banner as well. So, what we haven't had from March is this Mekamaru sword option. So we'll have a look in a second. Let's pull him up. I think he's DPS, or is he support? There he is. Look at he's all the way down here. So that's not ideal for our boy. Fun line of events. That's all downloads. Then we get to April. So Blue Toto has not come out yet. So let's pull him up. Where is Blue Toto? I know he's quite bad from memory. That's all I've heard. That's all I've heard about the poor guy. Where is Blue Toto? He must be a tank, okay? Where are you, boy? There you go. You're A as well. Cool. They're probably just going to drop those randomly. Whoops. So, Mahito, Powerful Enemy. We've just got him up now. Blue Yuji and Green Mahito have just come to the game. This is a release campaign. And this is Red Panda. So he is a tank. There we go. And then we have also already had Yellow Nanami. So what does this all mean? Well, we come to May. There's a Powerful Enemy Jogo. This is a repeat banner. This is a repeat banner. And also a map event. So if you remember in my one of my more recent videos, I speculated that we could be getting a map event sooner rather than later. So I assume this plus one or more of these banners will come next week that we don't have. So either sword option, Blue Toto, or Red Panda. So one or more of these. So Mekamaru is just a very basic unit. You want to skip him, basically is what I'm saying, because he's fairly low tier. He does what he does, but not particularly well. He's got some basic damage. He is a counter character. And then still just break damage. He's a break damage counter character, basically is what he does, without really attack drawing to himself. So it makes things a little bit difficult. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. Definitely an easy skip. Toto, tank. Sort of a low tier kind of tank. We want to build up Takada's guidance status, which means he'll be able to do some damage, which is just based off of his skill 2. Doesn't actually do all that much. He reduces his own damage received and gets some health restore. That's not a huge deal, to be honest. He's very, very skippable. And so is Red Panda. We've got plenty of tanks at the moment. And if you really want a tank, I'll be real with you. Red Hanami is free. just build up the Phantom Metals and you'll be good. Red Hanami is one of the better tanks in the game, or probably the best tank in the game at the moment. And I don't think that changes even with this Panda. Maybe it does, but not hugely, especially since it's going to be a while before we get any of these character adjustments. So once that's happened, we scroll all the way up here and then bam, grade 11, half anniversary. So half annie celebration, 3,000 cubes. JP got their referral codes for the first time. We've already got them, so these will probably get refreshed. I don't know, maybe. Main story, chapter 12. So that'll be some more cubes, which is good. And then some quests for hidden inventory, hidden inventory gacha, and a paid featured SSR banner. Now, if you look at this one has blue Yuji and green Gojo on it. So what does that mean? This probably means that we'll get the standard update around then. But I don't know whether or not they'll have done it by the beginning of the half annie, just because if hidden inventory is set to come out late January, which is probably going to be somewhere between the 23rd and the 31st, when are we going to be getting... There's 3 banners to be getting between now and whenever the anniversary comes along. Well, half annie, whatever this event, hidden inventory is. So we've got the Toto, we've got the Mekamaru, and we've got the other one, the Panda. So that would need to be... So 2 banners in here and then 1 banner or something in here, or they just throw them all on one. Probably the best bet. Which they won't do it, but it would be the best way to do it, you know. And then if hidden inventory comes around here, that would be 2 banners that week, 2 banners that week, and like a couple banners. I don't see that working. So they might wait for the standard update to happen until all of these characters are out, but hopefully they just stick them all on there. But we'll need to see. I imagine when the blue Yuji banner goes away for us is when the half anniversary will come. And the start of that is Gojo and his memories. So there's a couple of different ones. This one here is just, if memory serves, yep, it's a pretty bad one. It's, as I understand it, the free-to-play one. It reeks of free-to-play. These 2 are a bit better. So damage dealt when you're doing yellow type attacks, which is really good because it's a massive multiplier, as you can tell, 90% one time, one turn, and also break damage by 20% if you've got a full ult gauge. That's very, very strong. And Ukraine is similar, but not really. It's just a basic Jujutsu damage, so this one could be free as well. I'm not, but it looks like it is. Kind of looks like the equivalent of Pride. So we'll see what it does. But yes, this is where Gojo comes along. And Gojo is very, very powerful. So this is going to be your go-to DPS yellow unit and probably the one you should be targeting. So he does do combined damage of Taijutsu and Jujutsu. And he also has this little ability, which grants attack immunity to himself, increases his own curse damage and increases his own damage received, but also increases his own Jujutsu damage. Special by 5%, which is a special state. So the skill becomes Curse Energy Disclosure, which increases his damage by 80% for 4 turns, which is kind of insane, because if you look at his passive, for the first 4 turns of the fight, he actually has this put on himself anyway. So this basic skill auto triggers at the start of battle, so you don't need to worry about it. Really good. And then Convergence is just a really high damage ranged Jujutsu skill, so probably what you're going to be spamming, and decreases the enemy's damage by 30%. So a debuff and all of that sort of good stuff. Plus this has a taunt on it, which is really, really good because you get attack immunity from his skill 2 and his start of battle effect. So by throwing that out, you can draw all the attacks or any ults, any single target attacks to yourself. Be very, very useful. And his ult is just a big damage nuke, so very, very strong. The combo is pretty simple. It increases his and the combo allies' crit damage by 15%. Then if you look, these drop on the, and this is all at the same time, but the pickup gacha itself dropped on the 3rd of the 7th. The 7th of the 3rd? It's going to depend. March. We're in May, so the 3rd of the 7th, yes. Sorry, I got American dates mixed up with the rest of the world. But then, 3rd of the 7th, then not too long later, we get, on May 31st, Green Geto and a couple of recollection bits. So Hidden Inventory Part 2. The recollection bits are this one, which is decreases all allies' Jujutsu damage received. So it's a tanking one. Same thing, up to 40%. And a health restore. If your health ticks below 50%, it'll give you a 30% restore. Not the greatest thing, but not too bad either. Not bad if you're like needing just a bit of damage reduction. We've already got some damage reduction recollection bits. So if you see memories. Oof, what's happened here? Let's go here. I can't see. This is weird. Support. Where is it? This one. This one is also quite good. It's just a all damage received by 30 and 35%, and a curse energy by 10, but it covers both cursed and taijutsu. So technically I would think this is a little bit better, but this one also has a heal. This other one has a heal on it. Where is it? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. The one we just had has a heal on it. The other recollection bit that drops with Geto, it's this. Same sort of thing as we had before, but for green type attacks. Not quite as strong, but still pretty good. And at the start of turn, if your own cursed energy is 30 or above, you get a 20% bonus to crit rate, which actually is really, really good because that'll continue to proc. So that's quite nice. So, what does Geto do? Well, let's have a look, shall we? So at the start of each turn, he gets 20 cursed energy, and when he does a crit, he increases his own taijutsu and damage. He's another split attacker. So he has a split damage strike, and if your cursed energy is 30 or above, you get 20% crit rate. If your cursed energy is 40 or above, you get a damage buff. Very, very strong. You can probably throw this out on turn 1 and get all those buffs with the right recollection bit and levels in Geto, because his starting cursed energy is 30. Then his Cursed Spirit Manipulation is another ranged combined damage attack, and if your Cursed energy is 35 or above, you increase their Jujutsu damage taken by 12.7% up to 20% for green type attacks. So if you're going in there against blue and you're taking all type advantage, or you're just taking all green, he'll be very useful for that. Then Cursed Spirit Manipulation 2, similar thing, ranged combined damage, increases their taijutsu damage received by 12.6 up to 18%. And if, this is really quite fun, same sort of thing, if your curse energy is 30 or above, they get an additional 20% taijutsu received. So basically 40% here and basically 40% here for the various attack types. So very, very good depending on what type of damage favoring. And his ultimate is a break attack buff for himself. He increases his own max cursed energy, recovers 20 cursed energy, and then deals ranged combined damage, which is one of those huge nukes, as you can tell. it's close. It's over 2k damage total. So that's going to be very, very strong. And then when hitting an enemy... Oh, I apologize for the yawn. He recovers his own cursed energy by 10. So very, very Geto here. So Geto is very, very good. Gojo is a bit stronger, but Geto is also good. So go for whatever you need, but Gojo is definitely the recommended. And then after that, not too long after, Toji drops on the 3rd of June. And Toji is very exciting. He's very similar to Yuta, but he only does melee damage or taijutsu damage. So as you can see, all this sort of good stuff, but high physical attack. He does massive damage, so as you can see, 180% melee and a crit resist debuff. This is what a lot of people will get up to at level 10. At level 10, he's 300. Very strong. And then obviously, he's like Maki, where they don't have any energy, cursed energy costs. So he does massive amounts of melee taijutsu, nullifying use damage received. And he also does a massive break buff for himself, and then removing attack nullification and on buff, and does 2 hits of taijutsu damage. This is mostly for all the break, and then you come up here and attack. And then the ult is a big nuke to everyone. Whoop, get off the... There we go. And just removes attack. He also increases his and his combo allies taijutsu damage for 3 turns. So that's very, very, very effective. Plus all of these auto skills, which are also insanely powerful at the start of a battle. He gets 50% taijutsu damage, HP recovery, reduces his damage received. He evades single target attacks with 20% chance. Grants guaranteed hit immunity to self, so domains don't work on him in the same way. And can't be targeted by some skills or statuses. And when he crits, he has a 50-50 shot of granting guaranteed hit to his next attack. And then when he crits again, increases his own taijutsu damage up to 3 times. Oh, no. Can't be stacked, but for 3 turns by 15%. So 65% total up here as well. And then when this is performed, when he crits, he increases his own taijutsu damage by 25%. So you'll get a total of 40% out of this. Oh no, a total of 25% because the 15% removed buff. And then you can just keep this stacked basically. So Toji is kind of insane. Where is the timeline? No recollection bit with him though. That's a bit at the end of the world, but something like this, Like-Minded Sisters, would be absolutely perfect for him. Massive taijutsu damage buff, and also when he crits, he fills his own ult gauge, so you'd be able to drive things in. So that's what's coming starting at the end of the month, which is kind of insane if you think about it, especially since there's still a few banners left to go. But we'll see how they space it out. But just realize this is what's to come. Don't summon is probably the biggest thing. If you're running free to play, choose one of those 3 units. So Toji, Geto, or Gojo. Pick one and just go hard. If you go lucky, you can go for the others, but make sure you get at least one of these guys. They'll help carry you through the rest of the game, pretty much until what was the JP anniversary. It will effectively be our half annie. I expect we'll probably be caught up by the time JP's 2nd anniversary happens. But that's everything for today. I'll catch you guys later. See you soon. Peace out.